Starts now.
Good evening and welcome to News Watch 12 at 10. I'm Nate Myhock. The alleged murderer of Hannah Miller appeared in Oneida County Court on Friday for a motion hearing. Lawyers and a judge discussed whether or not Hannah Miller's text messages could be used as evidence in the upcoming jury trial. News Watch 12's Morgan Johnson has more.
Rhinelanders, Hannah Miller was murdered last summer. Christopher Anderson was charged with the murder after evading law enforcement for weeks. Anderson is awaiting a jury trial later this summer, but today he appeared in Oneida County Court for a motion hearing. Christopher Anderson walked into an Oneida County courtroom this morning alongside his attorney.
We will go on the record in 21 CF 200, State of Wisconsin versus Christopher Anderson.
The main topic of today's motion hearing was whether Hannah Miller's text messages can be used as evidence in the trial. Judge Michael Bloom read many of the texts out loud today.
The defendant had attempted to stab her, had taken her phone and pretended to flush it in the toilet, and how the defendant said that if she didn't stop talking back, she would really be crying or possibly dead. That the defendant had forced her to have sex against her will. That the defendant put a gun to the victim's head, forced her to sit on her knees on the ground for an hour.
Miller's text messages fall under the definition of hearsay evidence, which is not often allowed in a trial. The texts are hearsay because Miller is not alive and cannot appear in a trial to face the scrutiny of the jury. However, Anderson is accused of killing Miller, therefore making Miller unable to appear in front of the jury. This situation is an exception. Judge Michael Bloom granted that exception, so Hannah Miller's text messages will be permissible evidence.
The evidence establishes that over a number of years, the victim was abused, terrorized, controlled by the defendant.
The trial is set to start this August.
That's all for today, and we're adjourned.
Another motion hearing is set for May 19th. Reporting for Newswatch 12 in Rhinelander, I'm Morgan Johnson.
Miller was killed on June 30th of 2021. Anderson was then arrested in September and remains in the Oneida County Jail. And looking at weather now, Conrad, it looks like the first truly nice weekend of spring. Looking great out there.
Yes, spring-like temperatures are finally here. As we could see what we had earlier today, 43 in Rhinelander, so above average temperatures out here, and for most of the state, as even Tomahawk's coming in at 45, Merrill at 42, 44 in Wausau, a little bit cooler on the northern part of the state in Ashland area, but for the most part, we are above average. Right now, temperatures have dropped just a little bit into the mid-30s, 35 out here in Rhinelander, 32 in Eagle River, so temperatures are actually starting to dip right now, so everything that has been, unfrozen the last several days is actually going to be starting to freeze up tonight. Temperatures are actually above average compared to our 39 average high. So we will be above that pretty much all week out here. And not looking too bad out there either. Just a little bit of rain closer to Milwaukee, a little bit of snow action in Green Bay. But out here, just some partly cloudy skies, maybe a flurry or two by the morning hours. But temperatures will be dropping into the mid to upper 20s. Nate?
Thank you, Conrad. A Wisconsin woman is facing charges for the death of her newborn more than a decade ago. The baby was found in a garbage bag in 2009, and on Friday, the Dodge County medical examiner said the child may have died before or during birth. Authorities hadn't been able to identify the family until last year, but the mother of the child has now been ID'd. She made her initial court appearance today. However, authorities didn't specify how they identified the mother, a woman by the name of Karen Lutonen. If convicted, she could be fined up to $10,000 and sentenced to 3.5 years in prison, and she was released from jail on a $2,500 bail.
13 years ago, authorities in Dodge County found a deceased baby near the village of Theresa. Until today, the community has been left wondering if her family would ever be identified. Today, we can provide that closure. This case has been resolved.
In 2021, the mother was identified as Karen Lutonen from Milwaukee.
The U.S. sent a message to Beijing on Friday, and the message was clear: supporting Russia could be costly. President Joe Biden and his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping spoke for nearly 2 hours on Friday. The call seemed to focus extensively on the Russian invasion of Ukraine. And according to the White House, Biden said Chinese firms would pay a major price if China backs the Russian invasion. 2 U.S. officials recently said that Putin called on China to provide his country with financial help and military support. Analysts say Biden's call to Xi can be seen as an attempt to show the relationship between China and Russia may not be as strong as Putin thinks. The United States finally received some good news regarding COVID-19. Community levels are and projected deaths are now down. Now officials are talking about the transition out of the emergency phase. Less than 1% of people in the U.S. now live in areas with high community levels, so the CDC recommends few people need to wear a mask in indoor public spaces. A resurgence could come from an Omicron subvariant that does spread quickly, but experts say it might not be as deadly as other variants, especially if more people are boosted. Moderna says it's asking the FDA to authorize another booster for emergency use for adults. Pfizer wants another one for those 65 and older. The U.S. is still extending its public transportation mask mandate another month. And meanwhile, Canada says it plans to lift its pre-entry testing requirement on April 1st, at least for those who are fully vaccinated. March 22nd marks 5 years since Jason Weiland lost his life in the line of duty. The D.C. Everest Metro Police Department will hold a memorial on Tuesday in his name. Weiland was one of 4 people who died in a shooting, and on that day, employees at a Rothschild restaurant had called police shortly after midday, and after shooting several others, the suspect then shot the detective when he responded to the scene. It prompted an outpouring of support for those in law enforcement. The police chief said, quote, "We keep all 4 and their families in our hearts and our thoughts as we approach the 5-year anniversary." Strollers in Lviv's central square symbolizing the number of Ukrainian children already allegedly killed so far. In western Ukraine, there was a sobering reminder of the human toll of war. People in Lviv have set up empty baby strollers at the city's central square. They symbolize the number of Ukrainian children that have been killed in the war so far. The UN says the civilian death toll in Ukraine has risen to at least 780 people, among them 58 children. And speaking of Ukraine, the UN has described the refugee crisis as growing exponentially worse by the day. More than 3 million people have already left the country, and that surge is not slowing down. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez has more.
From train stations to border crossings to churches, the largest refugee crisis since World War II is growing larger by the hour. This woman escaped with her 2 dogs and little else as her home near Kyiv was bombed.
Do you know where you'll go with her?
This mother tells me she's heading to Poland, like most of these refugees. But the UN says the numbers are rising exponentially throughout Europe, in Romania, Moldova, Hungary, Slovakia, and others. In all, a staggering 3.2 million people have already fled Ukraine in just weeks. Reverend Igor Ivanishov calls it surreal, and he's stepping in to help.
Why are you doing this?
Well, if you go to the train station at night and see people with little children freezing there, it's cold at night, I mean, you have no choice.
At his church, now a shelter, we meet Bogdan, who tells us he's lost touch with his wife and 4 children after the home where they were staying without him was bombed. He hasn't heard from them in nearly a week.
You don't know where your family is?
Yeah,
right now?
I know that they're not in Ukraine, but don't know where.
We're also seeing the first survivors from the siege in Mariupol make the treacherous journey out of the ravaged city and into western Ukraine. At a children's hospital, we meet Oksana and her 8-year-old son. Not only is his country at war, he's fighting cancer. He's scared. He's exhausted, Oksana tells us. We lived in a basement for 3 weeks. But there are glimmers of hope. After we first spoke, Bogdan finally got a hold of his wife and kids. They're somewhere in Poland, heading to Germany.
I think God is listened me and answered. I'm really, really happy.
The city of Tomahawk is hoping to bring folks together over the weekend. How one event is bringing the state of Wisconsin to the entirety of the state of Wisconsin to the Northwoods. That's after Maine weather with Conrad right here on Newswatch 12.
This portion of Newswatch 12 is brought to you by Northwoods Furniture, Eagle River.
With 4 strips of crispy bacon and rich melty cheese and 2 juicy charbroiled patties. Of course, no meeting can compete with this meat. Give in to the new Double Bacon Beast Burger at Hardee's and feed your happy.
Here's your Newswatch 12 Snowmobile Trail Report, brought to you by your local Northern Wisconsin and Upper Peninsula Ski-Doo dealers.
Nobody has more used trucks all on one lot, all priced to move. So when you're ready to buy your next truck, know that all Lenz trucks are fully inspected, certified clean, and can be bought hassle-free online. Go now to lenztruck.com. You'll find over 800 used trucks, all priced to move.
We got the trucks at Lenz Truck.
Did you know that insulating your basement walls and floor can make your home more comfortable and reduce your heating bill? Call Sure Dry Basement Systems today to book your free insulation estimate. Winter is here. Don't wait. Insulate. When you insulate your basement with our exclusive products, you'll eliminate damp walls and floors, provide moisture control to reduce the risk of mold growth, lower the risk of frozen pipes, and get rid of chilly drafts. Call 715-787-3379 or visit SureDryBasements.com today for your free estimate. Winter is here. Don't wait. Insulate.
With crispy bacon and fluffy eggs and melty cheese. Whoa! Beast mode doesn't have to stop for breakfast. Give in to the new Bacon Beast breakfast menu at Hardee's and feed your happy.
Welcome back. It's the weekend. Spring is around the corner, just a day and a half away, and warm temperatures are melting a lot of the snow out there. These next couple days will actually be a lot more melting. Today, high temperatures out there, we're in the low to mid 40s. So 43 out here in Rhinelander. So above average temperatures for a third day in a row. So a good sign, I guess, if you are a warm weather lover out here. Right now, temperatures are kind of on the lower end as they are dropping, and they will be dropping below freezing tonight. But right now in the mid 30s, Rhinelander 35, 37 in Merrill, as well as in Tomahawk, and 39 in Wausau. So temperatures are starting to drop, and they are going to be below freezing. And our average this time of year is 39 and 18 as a low, so we won't get quite that low, but 20s are still going to freeze things up out there and make it very slippery by the morning hours. But look at that record low out there, 28 below in 1939. So thankfully, we don't have those cold temperatures out there right now. But tomorrow morning, they will be in the mid-20s, as we could see by 6 a.m. 27 in Rhinelander, 30 in Wausau, 22 in Glidden. So pretty chilly temperatures out there, but not as cold as we've been seeing the last several months. Snow depth, not looking too bad either, 7 inches out here in Rhinelander. So if you are a snow lover, take a little road trip to the UP of Michigan, because some locations up there actually have even close to 2 feet of snow still. So snow will be melting, but they still have 2 feet of snow. So yes, lots of snow out there, folks. Winds not looking too bad out of the north, and that's why these temperatures are starting to drop, and they will be dropping throughout the whole entire state. Tonight into the morning hours, there's actually a low pressure system out here. The green coming in as rain, the blue coming in as a mixture of some snow actually in the Green Bay area. But this is a pretty light out there. It won't really be reaching us. We might see a flurry or two or maybe a sprinkle, but for the most part, we will just see some mostly cloudy skies tonight into tomorrow, as this futurecast does show this rain and snow starting to move on out by the morning hours tomorrow. into the afternoon hours closer to the coast by Green Bay area, but we will be in the clear from that. But tonight, temperatures will be dropping once again below freezing. So all of that snow that actually melted earlier today will be refreezing, so be careful by that morning commute or when you're just walking around enjoying your weekend. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 20s tonight with a light northeast wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow, another rebound in temperatures. Look at that, 40s back in the forecast, so more snow will be melting and spring-like temperatures will finally be here. And then big 7-day outlook brought to you by Northwoods Furniture and Mattress does show above average temperatures all week, even back into the 50s by Sunday. And then it starts to drop as some more snow actually starts to roll on in, mixing with rain by Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Nate?
Sounds great. Thank you, Conrad. The Tomahawk Chamber of Commerce will be hosting the Taste of Tomahawk tomorrow. The event returns after a 2-year hiatus, and it's an opportunity for locals to sample foods and drinks. And the goal is to promote Wisconsin-based microbreweries and wineries. This year's theme for the event is the Groovy 70s, and if you want tickets, you can still visit the Triggs location in Tomahawk. After the break here on Newswatch 12, we'll take a closer look at the Davante Adams trade, and a junior league hockey team is headed to the Northwoods. Eli joins us next with sports, but first, with ice fishing season coming to a close soon, we decided to highlight another batch of wintertime anglers. Newswatch 12's Chris Baranek gives us this week's edition of Big Old Fish.
Newswatch 12's Big Old Fish is brought to you by Kurt's Island Sports Shop in Minocqua.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
All right, I got a question for you. How many fishing people does it take to change a light bulb? 1. But man, you should have seen the bulb. It was this big. Okay, well, we're just going to move on with this week's Big Old Fish. And we start off with 11-year-old Alicia Croning from Hazelhurst. Now, it says she was fishing on an Oneida County area lake, and she got to try out her new tip-up that she had gotten for Christmas and was able to land this nice bass. She was excited to catch it with her own gear, of course, too. But why wouldn't you be? That's a big old fish. Way to go, Alicia. Keep on reeling them in. Next up on this week's Big Old Fish, we have 8-year-old River Zeinart from Menasha. Now, this was her first time ice fishing, and she was using wax worms. It also goes on to say that they were fishing on Lake Poygan in Winneconne. Well, after this experience, she was pretty much hooked on ice fishing. And why wouldn't she be? That's a big old fish. Way to go, River. Keep on reeling them in. And finally, on this week's Big Old Fish, we have Lori Gall from Eagle River, who caught this gorgeous northern using a tip-up. Well, there's no other way to look at it. That is a big old fish, Lori. Way to go. Keep on reeling them in. All right, fishermen and women, make sure to keep those trophy pictures coming. All the information you need to be in a future episode of Big Old Fish and win a Northern Taxidermy fish mount is on our website, WJFW.com. And remember, anglers, fish on.
Everything seems to be more expensive these days. Everything costs more. Ron Johnson should be helping families like us, but he seems to have helped himself instead. An investigation found that Ron Johnson pushed through a special tax loophole that benefited his own family's business. Then he cashed out of the company for $5 million. He's doubled his wealth since taking office. It doesn't seem fair to me. Tell Ron Johnson to stop passing tax laws that benefit himself.
Play your way. Dine your way. Stay your way. Ho-Chunk Gaming Wittenberg. Win your way.
I grew up working in my family's supper clubs. This is where it started with us as far as the fish that we serve at Culver's today. We source the finest cod and batter each fillet by hand and always cook it to order. That beautiful golden brown color and flaky on the inside. The fish fry is a Midwest tradition. It's about families coming together. I love bringing this tradition to guests everywhere. Mom and Dad would be proud. Welcome to Delicious.
When you call a company other than Maher Water Corporation to service your water treatment system, do you really know what or who you are getting? Many companies just measure you up to do a bang-up job, then charge hundreds of dollars and have you sign service contracts. Maher's technicians are trained to not only service our own water care equipment, but most others as well.
So if you don't want just any service tech servicing your water equipment, call us at Maher's today.
Sports Watch 12 starts now.
Welcome back to News Watch 12. I'm Eli Karp. Lots going on in the sports world involving Wisconsin teams tonight, and we're going to start with a state basketball semifinal. Hurley hoping to win its first state title since 1949, the 3 seed taking on 2 seed Bangor. Hurley started slow, but this kick outside to Eli Talma for 3 makes it 21-19 Bangor as they claw within 2. Talma led the team with 21 points on the day, and this steal from Matt DeGiorgio gives Hurley a 23-21 lead. But the Cardinals closed strong and led by 6 at the half. Now in the second, Hurley making a run to close the gap. Dominic Croce time. First 3 that ties it at 38, and this 3 right here gives Hurley a 41-38 lead. He finished with 11 points. But Bangor always had a response. Game tied at 54. Tanner Jones, that is the go-ahead layup and the lead. And in the waning moments, Hurley down 3. It's Talma with the ball, but he's stripped, loses it, and that would seal the game for Bangor. Early season comes to an end, falling 62-54. The hockey capital of Wisconsin is getting more hockey. Today, the North American Hockey League announced the Minnesota Magicians agreed to sell their NAHL membership to the Copper Island Hockey Club. So the team is being relocated to Eagle River and will undergo a complete rebranding. Then they'll begin play at the Dome starting later this year for the 2022-23 season. The NAHL is a 29-team junior hockey league, and this will be the 3rd team in the league in Wisconsin. The other 2 teams are in Chippewa Falls and Janesville. The club is soliciting suggestions for a team name and mascot, and the winner will win 2 tickets to the team's home opener in September. You can submit your suggestions to info@wisconsinjuniorhockey.com. Wisconsin began its NCAA tournament play tonight. The Badgers tipped off in a late game against Colgate. The NCAA tournament's first 2 days have been full of madness, and the 3rd seed Badgers are hoping to avoid an upset tonight. They've limped to the finish thus far, losing their last 2 games and dealing with injuries, but they do have what is essentially a home game tonight in Milwaukee. If they win, they'll play Iowa State, which won just about an hour ago. And this game did start almost an hour late, so after you're done here, you can go watch the rest of that game. With the Packers' salary cap position, many assumed it would be hard to sign Davante Adams to a long-term deal. So it wasn't too surprising to see the Packers trade him to Las Vegas yesterday. But today, we learned more details on Adams' relationship with the Packers. The team reportedly offered him more money than the 5-year, $141 million deal he got with the Raiders. He just said no. Adams will now play with his college quarterback and close friend Derek Carr for the Raiders, and reports say Adams' relationship with Green Bay soured after they couldn't come to a long-term agreement last offseason. But Aaron Rodgers apparently knew this would be the case before he re-signed with the Packers, so he's not surprised. It's going to be hard to replace that connection and production, but there are several quality veteran receivers on the market. Nate?
Sounds great. Thank you, Eli. One woman in Iowa wanted to celebrate her father and his long career as a firefighter, and out of the blue, she discovered well wishes from people all over the country. Those details when we return.
Dylan, how's that sofa you can't return from that big internet site?
Honestly, not that great.
Well, Slumberland can help. It's our biggest finance sales event of the year. Look what just $20 a month will get you when you spend $1,200 and pay no interest for 5 years.
Okay, everyone. Our mission is to provide complete balanced nutrition for strength and energy.
Ensure complete balanced nutrition with 27 vitamins and minerals, and Ensure Complete with 30 grams of protein.
It's Ford Truck Month, America. With new inventory arriving daily, it's time to get after it in a Ford F-150 and a Ford Ranger. Stop by your local Ford dealer today and let us help you custom order your truck your way. Then we'll get after building it. It's Ford Truck Month. Visit your local Ford dealer today. Order your F-150 to lock in 0% financing for 66 months and $500 cash, plus an extra $1,000 retailer order bonus.
Olson Solar Energy would like to thank everyone who has trusted us with their local solar installations. And to those of you still considering solar, give us a call to set up a free evaluation and get your project booked in 2022. Discover the benefits of a lower or no energy bill and take advantage of federal tax credits. The time is now. Go green, save green with Olson Solar Energy.
It's Chevy Truck Month, and it's time to add the perfect accessories to your new Chevy. Make it bolder. Make it work harder. Make it your own. Find new possibilities. Find new roads. Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy pickup trucks. Plus, now during Truck Month, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward the eligible purchase of a new Chevy truck with accessories. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Nice ride. Park car, park truck.
Gotta love it when two good things combine.
How about two tacos that are also park quesadilla?
Can I eat them with my spork?
Go for it.
Can I eat them with my puggle?
2 for $5 quesadilla tacos. Only at Taco John's.
Oh, my back.
Hey, Dylan, need a mattress? Well, luckily, Slumberland has a big Sealy sale. Look what you can get for $20 a month. A Sealy Posturepedic mattress and a power base. And you'll pay no interest for 5 years at Slumberland Furniture.
An Iowa woman needed assistance with the perfect gift for her father as he retired from his job as a firefighter. During her quest, she turned to social media and she was amazed by how many strangers stepped up to help her. Lauren Johnson reports.
Hi, I'm Allie, and I really hope this makes it to the right side of TikTok.
A simple call to action on social media has gone viral for one Central Iowan. Allison Maroy made this video in February, soliciting help for a gift she's working on for her father, who just retired after being a firefighter for more than 38 years.
I want to collect fire shirts from every single state in the U.S. to make him a t-shirt quilt for his birthday.
And the viewers of TikTok delivered. Maroy has received dozens of shirts from fire departments across the U.S., from Utah, Alabama, and New Jersey.
I am just so shocked at the amount of people that were willing to send me a shirt. Now I'm getting close to even 3 to 10 shirts a day.
Some shirts came with handwritten notes from firefighters across the country, each message different from the last.
This one's from Arizona. It says, "Dear Allie, I work for the city of Yuma Fire Department. My daughter Caitlin sent me your TikTok and said, Mom, we have to send her a shirt."
Her father, Bill Collins, started his career in Cedar Rapids and then went to Indianola and rounded out his career working in Des Moines.
He really is passionate being a firefighter. That's the one thing that he's loved. If someone was born to do something, my dad was born to be a firefighter.
With the help of strangers, Maroy will be able to make something her father will cherish for years to come. She says it's the least she can do for the man that's inspired her all her life.
My dad is one of my #1 supporters, and he is really one of the best men in my life, and I wouldn't trade him for anything.
This portion of News Watch 12 brought to you by Nicolay Law Accident and Injury Lawyers.
Everyone sleeps at Tomahawk Furniture and Gun with prices so low you'll have to bend over to see them. Prices that'll make your eyes pop out. Want to sleep watching TV? Check out our recliners. You want to pass out face first in a sofa? Check out our sofas. And beds. We've got beds. Check us out. Prices so low you'll think we're crazy. Because everyone sleeps at Tomahawk Furniture and Gun.
What do a 20-ounce Coca-Cola and a Quick Trip take-home meal have in common? Besides that they're both delicious, they earn you chances to win a brand new Chevy Tahoe in our Coca-Cola Scratch Game. They play the Scratch Game in your Quick Rewards app, and you could win a Chevy Tahoe or other great prizes. Play for free daily in your Quick Rewards app, or purchase any Quick Trip take-home meal, 20-ounce Coca-Cola, or Smart Water to receive even more chances to play and win. Play the Coca-Cola Scratch Game today, and you can eat, drink, and scratch your way behind the wheel of a new Chevy Tahoe.
I come here to do homework because they have free Wi-Fi. They don't say anything as long as I buy something.
When there's a lot of noise, it's hard to focus, but I listen to music to try and drown it out. When the Wi-Fi cuts out, I can't finish my homework. That's why I started getting D's.
Millions of children rely on public Wi-Fi to study. U.S. Cellular is donating up to $13 million in hotspots to help youth in need. because every child deserves the same opportunity to learn.
Now is the time to turn your dream into a reality with design and buy projects at Menards. Breeze through your project planning with ease using interactive tools that factor in the details that matter and get 11% off everything. If you're dreaming of a kitchen with an island for entertaining, a deck to grill up the perfect hot dog, or a post frame building large enough to protect your prized possessions, what are you waiting for? Get a free estimate with instant pricing and buy your project today with design and buy at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Awesome.
Cool. Pass out each of the distribution lists. And Lauren?
There's Lauren. Every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care, a 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan and roadside assistance. See your local Toyota dealer or visit Toyota.com to learn more.
Ready, set, go get your Toyota today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Grow new ideas for your farm at the WPS Farm Show, March 29th through the 31st at the EAA grounds in Oshkosh.
Warm temperatures out the last 3 days, and they are cooling down just a little bit right now. They will be dropping into the mid-20s, so more refreezing will be continuing, so be careful out there in the morning hours. Not much going on either, just some rain and a little bit of snow in the Green Bay area, but out here, for the most part, we will be just some mostly cloudy out here, maybe a flurry or two by the morning hours, but our 7-day outlook does show warm spring-like temperatures and then cooling back off by Tuesday and Wednesday with a little bit of snow mixing in with rain.
And you know, our sports intern Eli is heading back to Northwestern this weekend, and of course, the one time you leave, it gets really nice out. What gives with that?
I don't know, but the Badgers certainly locked in a tight one.
Yes, they are. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.